What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former unified three-belt, WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, now junior middleweight, soon to make his debut title contender, Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr. finally breaks his silence. Errol Spence Jr., 28 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout, 34 years of age, 5'9" with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr., we have not seen him in the ring since July of last year. Over a year since we seen Errol Spence in the ring, right? And Errol Spence obviously suffered that dominating, devastating loss to Terrence Bud Crawford last July, where he got stopped. Suffered the first loss, he got dropped 3 times, and he got stopped, all for the first time experiencing that. And Errol Spence, we have not seen Errol Spence in the ring since then. With that said, there was reports, obviously, he was supposed to have the rematch with Terrence Bud Crawford. That didn't come to fruition. And on top of that, Errol Spence was supposed to fight Sebastian Fundora. There was rumored to fight in October, but Sebastian Fundora cited an injury because he's mandated to fight his WBO mandatory challenger in Terrence Bud Crawford, and he decided that he really had all plans to fight Errol Spence, and he was looking for a way to be able to maneuver around fighting Terrence Crawford. So he cited the injury after shocking the world and beating Tim Tszyu in March. So the Towering Inferno, who's the unified WBO, WBC champion, he has a decision to make. Because if he fights Errol Spence, he's going to be stripped of the WBO title. And if he fights Terrence Crawford, obviously, he'll have 3 belts on the line, because Terrence Crawford made his debut at 154 August 3rd when he defeated Israel Majimov and picked up the WBA title. So 3 belts will be on the line, but Errol Spence will be out of an opponent and out of a title opportunity. And his motto is no tune-ups. They don't do tune-ups. Want the biggest fights possible. So with that said, there's a lot of rumors and reports surrounding Errol Spence. And shockingly, Errol Spence announces that today he puts up a very famous figure in urban communities, in urban TV, in Omar Little from The Wire. If you don't know who Omar Little is from The Wire, he was a bad man. He was a very interesting man because he played on the other side of the fence, but he was a bad man, right? And when Omar Little came a-walking and came a-whistling and came a-knocking, you knew what time it was out in Baltimore. So with that said, he puts up Omar Little walking through the neighborhood and shockingly says, announcement, warning to 154, and get this, 160 as well. So he says, he's the Omar Little, he's coming and knocking, the boogeyman, at 154 or 160. This is interesting, because if Terrence Crawford is fighting Fundora, Errol Spence is looking to fight for a title. He don't want tune-ups. There's a fight coming up this weekend. A guy he already beat in Danny Garcia, who's a 2-division champion, is going to take on Erislandy Lara, a 2-division champion, for Erislandy Lara's WBA title. They're going to fight tomorrow at 160. Errol Spence, now, Lara is older than Danny Garcia, but Danny Garcia is not as skilled and talented as Lara and is not big as Lara. So I'm favoring Lara to win the fight. If Lara wins that fight, Errol Spence already beat Danny Garcia. They can have a rematch for the title at 160. But if Lara wins the fight, that's interesting. Errol Spence versus Erislandy Lara at 160 for the belts. Interestingly enough, Floyd Mayweather has stated that he wouldn't have Errol Spence. Errol Spence is so big that he wouldn't even have Errol Spence fighting at 154 pounds. He would put Errol Spence at 160. And now Errol Spence is announcing he's the boogeyman at 160 as well. Interesting. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. I can't wait to see Errol Spence back in the ring in general, right? So when Errol Spence get back in the ring in general, for me, that's going to be a good day, period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.